Russian commanders thought they were safe, 40 miles behind the front lines, but today they're being hunted from the skies. Ukraine's new F-16s and French Mirage 2000 jets are launching precision strikes deep behind Russian positions using powerful French-made Hammer bombs. These aren't just airstrikes, they're assassinations with GPS precision. And Russia, it didn't see it coming. So how did Ukraine go from flying aging Soviet jets to carrying out NATO-style strike missions? What exactly are these smart bombs? And why are Russian generals now constantly relocating? This isn't just a new phase of the war, it's a total shift in the balance of air power. What are Hammer bombs? Let's start with the bombs making all this possible. The AASM Hammer. This is a French-developed modular weapon system that turns regular bombs into high-precision glide bombs. They're made by Safran Electronics and Defense. The AASM has three components: a guidance kit at the front, foldable wings for range, an electronic system to control the strike. What makes it terrifyingly effective is its accuracy. With a circular error probable, CEP, of less than 1 meter, these bombs can hit a target, whether a command post or vehicle, within just a few feet. Their range? Up to 40 miles when launched from altitude. That means Ukraine can launch them outside the range of Russian air defenses. And they're fire and forget. Pilots don't need to stay in danger after releasing them. How Ukraine went from Soviet to NATO tech. Back in 2022, Ukraine's Air Force was running on fumes. MiG-29s, Su-27s, Su-25s, all Soviet-era fighters. These weren't designed to carry Western weapons, let alone GPS-guided bombs, but Ukrainian engineers made it work. They began modifying these old jets to carry Western munitions. Su-25s were first, then came MiG-29s with even deeper modifications. Still, these aircraft had limitations: outdated radar, poor integration with NATO systems, and limited strike range. The real breakthrough came in 2024 when France delivered Mirage 2000s. These were modern aircraft, digitally equipped and able to use smart bombs like the AASM out of the box. Then came the real power move, the arrival of the F-16s, Ukraine's F-16 fleet. By early 2025, Ukraine had received over 85 F-16s from NATO allies like the Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, and Belgium. These weren't brand new, they were older variants like Block 15 and Block 50/52, but they were still a massive upgrade. These jets brought better radar, advanced navigation, electronic countermeasures, and multi-role capability. Ukrainian pilots, trained originally on MiGs, had to relearn everything, but they adapted quickly, proving once again just how flexible and determined Ukraine's military really is. The F-16s can carry hammer bombs, HARM missiles, and precision strike systems, turning them into a surgical strike platform for both air and ground targets, targeting Russian command. Since January 2025, Ukraine has been using these jets to devastate Russian rear areas. The targets: ammunition depots, command centers, and radar installations. They've destroyed over 50 Russian S-300 and S-400 air defense systems, at least 4 major munitions depots, including one near Vladimir, just 50 miles from Moscow. With every strike, Ukraine makes Russia's rear lines more fragile. Command posts now have to move constantly to avoid detection, and the once safe zones of Russia's military machine, they're under constant threat. Air superiority in action. The F-16's advantage isn't just in striking power, it's also more survivable in contested airspace, more versatile, able to handle both offensive and defensive missions. A psychological weapon showing Ukraine is no longer just defending, it's taking the fight to Russia. Russia still holds air power in many areas, but the skies over Ukraine are now contested. The playing field is leveling fast. Glide bomb wars. Let's talk glide bombs. Russia started using crude glide bomb kits in 2023, turning old FAB-500s into 30-mile range bombs. They drop 100 to 150 of these bombs a day, mostly over Donetsk and Kharkiv. The damage? devastating but not very accurate. Ukraine's response has been smarter, not bigger. They use fewer bombs, but with pinpoint accuracy. Instead of leveling cities, Ukraine is knocking out command bunkers and supply hubs, and that's making a big difference on the ground. Drone and EW warfare. Alongside jets and bombs, drones are playing a huge role. Ukraine's FPV kamikaze drones, made from cheap commercial parts, are killing Russian tanks worth millions. Their loitering drones like the Ram 2 can circle for hours, waiting for the perfect target. This means Russian troops are under threat 24/7, even when they're far from the front. That's a psychological drain. Russia is jamming these drones, but Ukraine is now building autonomous ones that don't rely on GPS signals. It's not just a war on the ground, it's a tech arms race. Russia's war economy. Russia's response has been to go all in. Right now, 40% of their entire national budget goes to the war. More than health, more than education. Factories are churning out missiles, tanks, and shells instead of civilian goods. Millions of Russians now work in defense. Inflation is rising. Consumer goods are vanishing. Put simply, Russia is choosing war over future prosperity. But even this massive commitment is struggling to match Ukraine's tech-enabled NATO-supplied strategy. What's next? In early 2025, Ukraine launched another cross-border attack, this time into Belgorod. Unlike last year's operation in Kursk, this one isn't about land. It's about targeting fuel depots, ammunition storage supply lines. Russian forces were forced to redirect troops from Kursk, only to see their convoys hit by drones and F-16 strikes. This shows that Ukraine is thinking differently. Instead of chasing territory, it's going after Russia's ability to fight, crippling logistics and forcing costly diversions. That's what modern war looks like. With F-16s, Mirage 2000s, Hammer bombs, and advanced drone tactics, Ukraine has rewritten its air power playbook. These tools give them precision over brute force, mobility over mass tech over numbers. Russia still has more troops, more land, and more tanks, but Ukraine is showing how to win through innovation. And as NATO allies continue delivering more advanced weapons and training, the skies over Ukraine are shifting in Kyiv's favor. But what happens next? Will Ukraine keep up this momentum? Will Russia adapt? Or will diplomacy finally take center stage? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you want more breakdowns like this, make sure to like and subscribe. We're covering every turn of the war with facts, data, and strategy.